So this is kind of a follow-up on my video about designing a better tampon, and I thought about what if you could make a little device that looks like an insector, and you insect a self-forming foam that becomes a tampon. And this might seem a little crazy, but there is a medical precedent for this that is perfectly safe. And I mean 100% perfectly safe. And that is, we have self-forming foams used in a wide variety of things, from using it in heart surgeries for heart blockages to quickly stop or bleeding, to quickly patch up bleeding areas that can stay in there for years, for months to years, and be perfectly safe. They've been using it in experimental trials for a very long time for a sort of pseudo-vasectomy where you block off sperm cells from reaching the outside world. Experimental also for egg cells. Very, very safe. And they've used it to patch up cavities and all these other things. And there's many types. So yes, the self-forming foam has been proven safe within the human body in some of the least safe places, so it's directly in the human body, like such as right next to the heart, where the most harm could be done, and can be applied in emergencies with actually almost no expertise. Now, having a syringe that injects such thing, and I don't mean a pointy syringe, I mean just something that pokes through into that area a little bit, and you just squeeze, and it bubbles up and makes a foam. Then you could pull it out a little bit to have a little string or something out, which they could take away. This technology has been, and this could allow people to have customizable tampons for different types of period flows. So they could have it for heavy flows or light flows that they customize just for the amount by injecting a different amount within their body. Now, injecting a different amount within the body could also mean that depending on the frequency they want to change it or other things. They could also make it so it better fits the shape and sits there a little more snugly when it's self-forming than something that doesn't. Not a lot, just a tiny, tiny bit. And maybe they just want one for swimming and then take it out for an hour or two, or maybe want one for 6 hours. A variety of uses there. Now, the way it can be self-forming would be for little lights can sometimes cause it to harden and form. You have pressure that can do it. You can have a chemical reaction between two things that when you press it starts up by either mixing two chemicals together or that the chemicals are like little nano packages. These all have been done. Little nano bubbles that pop under pressure and these chemicals to start the mixing. It can be the pH of the local environment that causes it, or that when it hits water it starts doing it. All these little things. It can even be a little bit temperature. Body temperature can do it. For some of these self-forming foams, they can also have this cool property that they can dissolve with a harmless solvent. So then you could dissolve it, which will mean that your period just comes out all at once, in like the bathtub or something. Now, there is a huge problem with what I said. That is, repeatedly doing something like this could lead to increased rate of infection, unlike my previous ideas. And the reason why that would lead to increased rate of infection is because you're just injecting more things more often, and there's more time for stuff from the outside world to go into the inside world. How to get rid of this? Well, either this is a one-time use thing and that negates some of it, so you do have more flexibility, but negates some of the advantages of using one syringe many, many times. Or you would have to figure out some sterilization method, which there are safe sterilization methods for all these things as proven by piercings and stuff like that. And you could clean it with either microwaving it with a little microwave. It has metals and stuff that will clear it. You could pour chemicals that then dry off or get used up, like hydrogen peroxide. Shine very strong UV light on it. But all these ones would mean the user really has to be uptight about it and would do it right and never mess up. It also mean clear packaging. Now, problem with non-clear packaging that happens a lot of times is a lot of times products will be first sold in places they weren't made to be sold, and then people will not have instructions or cannot read instructions, yada yada yada, and end up hurting themselves. If they're all instructions in English and given a place that no one speaks English, yeah, stuff is going to go wrong. And there might be miscommunication. And this has happened many, many times with drugs, birth control, and more. And then you have people that translate this stuff and have led to horrible mistakes, as an 11-time overdose with some drugs because they mistranslate the word 1 to 11 in Spanish. So user error is a thing. Also, some people just never read. So I'm a little worried about all that. You might say educational compounds, but I don't know. But it's something to think about. It might be something that would be more limited to give out where doctors first talk about it. But then that defeats also, again, the purpose of it being so easy. So I don't know a perfect solution. Maybe an electronic thing that changes what it says depending on location. Or a better translator. You might also use pictures, but how would you communicate this in pictures? I don't know how you would communicate such knowledge in pictures. It seems pretty hard. Well, thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year and 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard, but with your help, I think I can do it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.